air duct.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
And if you listen closely, way off in the distance or somewhere directly above your head, there is a giant metal cone screaming at your face. And that is the tornado sirens that are ringing across town right now.
Yeah, just test. It's a test.
It's a test. It's sunny skies.
No severe weather.
We're out of the woods, as Taylor Swift would say.
There you go.
Welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus on this Wednesday, May 1st. Happy May, by the way.
Yeah, May Day.
Beautiful day. Oh, no, it's...
Well,
no.
it's good for our
You
ag.
just killed my... May Day. You just killed my Wednesday.
It's all right. You're good.
Darn.
This is great for our ag community. They want to dry things out a little bit so they can get out in the field. We got that wind out there. That's helping. Gusting up to 30 and temperature 61 degrees. And we're looking at temperatures today. They'll rise a few more degrees as these clouds continue to decrease. We'll see a little more sun in the southern valley opposed to the northern valley. But all in all, we should see a slow decrease in clouds continuing. And 60s this time of the year, it's about where we should be. And clouds come back tonight and more rain in the forecast as we head into tomorrow.
Sick of the rain, Dean.
I know.
Sick of the rain. I think Parker's sick of the rain as well, and he's usually asking for
Parker
it.
messaged me. He said, all right, this is enough.
He's like, all right, knock it off.
This is enough. We need to dry things out. There is drier weather in the forecast.
When?
Well, I mean, we got a 3-day stretch for the most part, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So as soon as some of it dries out, it gets wet again?
Then more rain after that, yeah.
No.
So we're going to cover a few topics on the show today. We're going to be breaking down the I know we've had a lot of people ask, when are we going to have the LRC calendar through the summer posted? Justin, you want to answer that?
Keep asking. Keep asking.
Justin's almost.
I got it right
here.
You're
You're almost done
May,
with it.
June, July. You can't see it unless you were watching the live stream, but we have 3 months out of the next 5 already done for the rest of summer. So I already got a great idea of what things are going to be looking like.
What about August? Did you get August yet?
Well, I haven't touched into August a whole lot. I mean, I have, but I didn't write it down on paper for a physical copy here.
So Justin will have that published, end of this week?
I will. I was trying to get it done by the end of today.
Let's just say the end of the week, just to be sure.
All right.
But we'll be breaking down May and June during today's show. So if you have any questions about the LRC calendar, give us a call, 701-293-9000 on our Red Wing shoe line. And we'll also be having a little contest today. So I'm sure
a couple of contests.
Yeah, many of you know that we have our Here We Grow project, and we're growing corn this year. Mm-hmm. So what we did last year was guess our yield. So we'll do it next segment. We'll start taking phone calls for guessing what is our yield going to be at the end of the year.
Indeed.
And the winner, whoever's closest, come harvest time, will win one of our rain gauges, heavy-duty, nice, productive alternative rain gauges. And we're going to try and throw something else in there. We'll try and throw another surprise gift in there as well. Not sure what it's going to be yet, but it should be something pretty decent.
Indeed. And I'm going to try. I'm going to try this. Addison, we're going to see if this works. Here's a little short of our up-and-coming project. That is Here We Grow 2024. It's not working.
Last year we grew soybeans. This year we're growing corn. We got a great variety, so we don't have to worry about drooping, high performance. I think we're going to be satisfied when it's all said and done.
Last year we learned to grow soybeans. This year we're going to grow corn. It's going to learn a lot.
So remember to hit that like and follow button and follow us as Here We Grow Corn 2024.
Yep, so we're growing corn this year, and our corn's in the ground. It
is already in the ground, yes.
Fertilized. Hey, you took the tractor out there with Justin last week or 10 days ago. Was it Justin, or did you go out with Parker?
We went out with Parker.
You were out with Parker. Yeah. Okay, I did my video shoot with Justin.
Okay.
Did you dent anything? You didn't hit the tiller, the plow? People are like, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't know what it is.
Yeah,
the big spiky thing that went in the ground? You didn't hit any poles?
No
trees?
No.
Everything went good?
No. We had a 12-pack of beer in the cab, and we were down in that while we just let GPS take over, and everything went well.
Well, all righty. That sounds like a good old dandy time there.
Thank Parker for the beer. I might owe you a few.
He's probably like, quit saying that on the radio.
All right. Well, let's run down the forecast then.
Wow, we can still tease some more things that are coming up on the program because we have all sorts of things.
Well, we got no Bridgette
in
today.
Store. Don't tell people that. They're going to leave. We got something to keep you here tied in for the show. I'm not going to tell you when, but we are going to be giving away another rain gauge today. Is this something probably you forgot about that we did quite a while ago that thankfully me and my very organized mess of clutter remembered that we had a contest that we did several months ago that would expire on May 1st. And whoever was the closest to predicting how much snow we had total here in Fargo
You are correct.
would
They
win a rain gauge as well. So I have about, say, 50 entries here of people that submitted guesses on our show several months ago. I told every single one of them to tune back in. So this has got to be like a record listening audience today.
They have to. Do they have to be listening to?
Well, they got to
claim
be
their prize?
listening to know that they won.
Okay.
So hopefully they're listening. They all put it down on their calendar, May 1st, 1 o'clock. See if I win a rain gauge. Although I'm sure most of you probably have a good idea if you won or not. For anyone who guessed 50 plus, you ain't even in the running. Wow. A lot of high numbers in there, isn't there? Remember when this guy called? Yeah, I remember that guy. So we'll be running that down at some point throughout the course of the day. Someone's winning a rain gauge from that competition, and then everyone else is going to hopefully get registered to get entered
To guess
win
our yield?
another one.
Yep.
To see how much corn that we end up pulling out of the ground when we harvest it in September, October. You know that time that corn gets harvested up here.
And what did Bridgette say was how many? I wrote it down in the office.
I think that they average 180, if that's what you were referencing. I think they've been averaging around 180 with their corn.
Gotcha.
And we're shooting for 225. I want 225.
Whoa.
I wanted 60 bushel beans last year. I came up short.
Yeah, you came up short on that.
If they average 180, I'd say 250, but I pushed my luck last time, so we'll go 225.
Okay. All right, let's run down the forecast. So we'll take a break, and then we'll come back with our our yield contest. So we're going to look at a continued decrease in clouds today. We'll call it partly cloudy for the rest of the afternoon. We're at 61, should make it up into the mid-60s. Some spots a touch warmer than that with a west wind about 10 to 25 and gusting at times close to 30. Clouds will thicken back up tonight. We'll drop off into the mid-40s. Winds turn to the southeast on the light side. And then southeast winds tomorrow. That's in advance of our next storm system, and that will usher in rain showers throughout the day with highs in the mid-50s. That rain should continue Thursday night but come to an end Friday morning. Highs on Friday in the upper 50s. It looks like Friday, the majority of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be dry. Now, there might be a few light sprinkles on Saturday, but for the most part, most of the day Friday, outside of the morning hours, Saturday and Sunday will be dry. And we'll slowly warm things up. Upper 50s on Friday and Saturday, and then into the low 70s on Sunday. So we'll have a nice stretch of 3 drier days. That's good news. Now, as we head into next week, and we'll be going over this later in the show on our LRC calendar when we break down the month of May and June. Next week is our Christmas storm. And
Merry Christmas.
If you remember what happened over Christmas, it was kind of an elongated 3-day...
Oh, my God. Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody calm down.
But it's May. It's not
Yeah,
winter.
we don't have to worry about snow, but
We don't have to worry about ice.
We will have an elongated period of storminess next week. So with that being said, I'm not sure that's not what our ag community wants to hear. So when we have the three drier days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, hopefully we can get out in the field and do a little more work.
Here's something I want to throw out there before we start having everyone call in with guesses and anything else. I guess first, if you're not familiar, 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing Shoes phone line. For anyone who's out doing some field scouting or taking a look at what their fields look like, maybe you're trying to put equipment out in the field, take advantage of this dry day after a wet couple. Let us know what the field conditions are like. What's the ground like? The soil? Are you able to get your equipment in there? Are you not even going to bother? be kind of curious to know what it's like out there. I know that Fargo came in a little bit on the lesser end on the amount of rain that just came through, especially compared to, say, spots around Grand Forks that picked up 3/4 of an inch of rain from yesterday, and some spots out west, and I believe Lakes Country escaped it, but a few spots in central North Dakota that picked up over an inch of rain yesterday. Very curious to know what the fields are like, so if you want to call us in with a report around the region, give us an update on that. Feel free to do so. 701-293-9000. You can email those to weather@flagfamily.com. And if you want to be that person, you can text Bridgette as well on her personal phone call. I hear she's got a very important speech going on right around this time. So if you want to see if you can distract her like I usually try to do on the live streams when we're interviewing folks, go for it, because then I'm sure I'll get a message from
You're
Bridgette
just
coming
mean.
up here soon.
You
I gotta poke people, man.
Right.
Just gotta poke. Like I'm poking you.
Man. All right. Well, it's 1:15, so we're going to take a short little break here. You can join the American Ag Network here shortly. And again, when we come back, we will have Guess Our Yield contest where you can call in and guess how much corn are we going to end up harvesting during this season on our 40-acre plot. Is it 40 acre? It's 40-acre plot, isn't it? Or 20? Is it 20-acre plot?
20.
At 20. All right. So we'll go over that. We'll give away a rain gauge for our snowfall contest for the season, which ended today. We'll have all of that and more coming up right after the break. Don't go anywhere.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Welcome to a beautiful partly cloudy Wednesday afternoon. Your current temperature is 61 degrees, but a bit windy currently. Wind out of the west, gusting to 29 miles per hour. But hey, there's no rain out there.
That's good.
Threw it out there before we went to the American Ag Network that got butchered somehow with static electricity. What the field conditions are like out there for anyone who's done a little scouting or tried to get out in the fields, if their equipment is able to. What kind of equipment you're taking out in the field, whether it's wheels or tracks. 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing Shoes phone line. Would love to hear what those field conditions are like. And we also got a couple giveaways we're going to be doing here coming up. We got to announce who won the snow bet from a couple months ago. We're announcing that today for your chance. Someone will win a rain gauge. And then we're also doing taking guesses for guess the yield for how much corn we're going to grow over our 20 acres, what our average is going to be per acre over those 20. You give us call in with 701-293-9000. Give us that guess. We'll write you down. And when we harvest, I'll let you know whoever was the closest. Also going to win a rain gauge, and
we'll throw in something else. We're going to throw in something else, a little extra on that.
Something else.
Yeah. Who won the rain gauge for our snowfall contest?
Yes, the snowfall contest.
And boy, was he close! Almost nailed it, spot on.
About on. It's like somebody told him what number to guess. How much snow do you think actually fell here in Fargo? You want to take a wild stab?
17 and a half.
Wow, that's exactly how much snow fell here in Fargo.
And so who's our winner?
Troy B. Troy B is the winner of that rain gauge. He guessed 17.75, so off by 0.2 of an inch of total snowfall for the year. You're only off by a quarter there. Congratulations, Troy B, if you're listening. You give us a call, 701-293-9000. Hopefully you are, because you are the winner. The person who came in second place was off by 2 inches, coming in at 19.5. That was Jim A. Jim, I'm sorry you were that close to winning. But we have lots more chances for you to win one of those rain gauges from Productive Alternative. I'll tell you what, these rain gauges are super nice. I got one set up in my backyard. It's made it all the way through the winter. The thing works great. Looks amazing strapped there on the fence as well. Big old heavy-duty plastic with a gigantic funnel.
So we just got an email from one of our listeners. Here's the prize we're going to give away.
Really,
Chris? Thank you for your email. He said he said how about you give away? It's called a grain gauge. You ever heard of that? Not a rain gauge. A grain gauge. So it indicates when the grain reaches the set level in a grain bin. And so Chris, thank you. Chris is from IntelliFarms out in Castleton. So, Chris, hey, yeah, we'll give away that grain gauge along with the rain gauge for that'll be our little extra prize. It's a grain gauge. It's a bin level indicator. Indicates again when the grain reaches the set level in a grain bin. That's awesome, Chris. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
That is cool. So we'll give that away with the rain gauge for whoever guesses closest to our yield. So Troy B, congratulations on winning the rain gauge for the snowfall contest. Let's start taking some phone calls then. So for a chance to win a rain gauge and also a grain gauge given to us by Chris from IntelliFarms out in Castleton. Thank you, Chris. 701-293-9000. Guess what our yield is going to be when it's harvest time. Again, that's 701-293-9000 for a chance to win one of our Productive Alternative rain gauges, and also from IntelliFarms out in Castleton, a grain gauge. That is pretty cool.
You get a rain gauge and a grain gauge.
And a grain gauge.
That's super cool.
Yeah, guess our yield.
That's awesome. Thanks for throwing that in.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. 701-293-9000. You want to take that?
Yeah, we'll take this one right here. Hi there, caller. What's your name?
Bruce.
Bruce. What do you think our yield is going to be?
First question, what's the population of seed you're going to plant?
You're asking the wrong people here.
He
wants to know the population, and I can't tell you what the population is. Parker or Justin, if you're listening, you could let us know, but it's 91-day corn. but I don't know what the exact population is. I'm sorry, Bruce.
I'm going to go for 179.7.
179.7. All right, I got you, Bruce.
Thanks,
for
Bruce.
listening, and good luck.
And you were going to go 225, weren't you?
I'm going
And
220.
what was average?
180, I
180?
think is the
Okay.
average.
All right.
Hi there, Jeff. How are you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
Hey, we're doing fabulous. How much yield do you think we're going to average on our corn this year?
192.
Oh,
192.
there we
I
go.
like that number. We're shooting for a good year then. Jeff, are you a farmer?
Used to be back in the day.
Used to be back in the day. Do you know anyone trying to get out in the fields today?
It's pretty muddy.
Pretty muddy?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I thought it was
2
going
to
to be.
3 inches of rain here, and it's
Oof.
not too much movement around right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Boy.
All right. Well, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you listening, and good luck.
Yeah, good luck on your crop.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Jeff.
We
Appreciate
it. Yeah, we're really looking forward to documenting the whole process. I mean, I've never done this besides the soybeans we did last year. And,
Right.
it's just going to be fun to learn what goes along. And if you want to follow along, you can watch us on Facebook and YouTube. Weather and Ag in Focus, Here We Grow. We'll be documenting the whole process from picking out the seed to eventually harvesting it and where it goes after that. Hi there, caller. What's your name? Caller? Rob.
Rob S.
Rob S. All right, Rob. How much, what do you think we're going to average an acre here on our corn?
I'm going 182.
182, 180 bushels an acre. Well, appreciate it, Rob. Thanks for calling and thanks for listening. Good luck.
Yep.
He said 182.
He said 182.
Okay.
Hi there, Jeff. How are you doing today?
Yo, doing all right. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Jeff, what's the first letter of your last name?
W.
W. What do you think we're going to average here?
I'm going to go 196.9.
All right. He's going a little high. Yeah.
196.9. Right on.
No one's
Appreciate it there, Jeff. Thanks for calling. Good luck.
All right. And by the way, I think we mentioned that our corn is already planted.
Corn's in the ground. It's
Corn's
been
in
in
the
the
ground.
ground before the last rain system came in.
Yeah.
End of last week is when it went in. Hi there, Pam. How are you doing?
Good.
Hey, how much? What do you think we're going to average per acre on our corn?
I'm going to say 187.5.
187.5. All right. Well, thanks for calling, Pam. Best of luck to you.
All right.
And again,
Yeah.
if you're just tuning in, again, we are raising 20 acres of corn this year, so we're playing a guess our yield game. We're giving away a rain gauge, and thanks to Chris out at IntelliFarms out in Castleton, Chris is going to throw in a grain gauge as well for our
this
lucky
grain
winner.
gauge is kind of cool looking,
Isn't it?
I'm gonna when I get some time here in the break, I'm gonna do a little digging into it and look into this thing.
Cool.
That's pretty cool. I really appreciate you throwing that in with this. Make this little giveaway that much better.
Right.
Hi there, Terry. How are you doing today?
Fantastic.
Hey, are you trying to get out in the field, or are you just waiting for it to dry out?
I'm not in the farming business, I guess.
Hey, right on.
That's all right.
But I would like to see it dry out. I have my yard aerated, and I've got a big mud hole. Oh,
Hey, I'll tell you what. I got a big square in my backyard for my little home garden. I've been trying to till that for the last week, and the thing also is just a big mud hole. So I feel your pain.
yeah. Well, I've got a guess for you.
Yeah. What do you got?
200. even.
200.
There we go.
There we go.
Go big.
That's what I like. Appreciate it, Terry. Thanks for listening.
Good luck,
Thanks for
guys.
calling.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing Shoes shoe line. If you want to call in, I got a few open lines here. Give us a guess on what you think our yield is going to be on the 20 acres of corn that we're growing. And for a little additional information, this is 91-day corn, and we're growing it, 15 miles, 20 miles east of Harwood over into Minnesota. So about a 20-minute drive northwest of Fargo is where we're growing said 91-day corn. 701-293-9000.
And again, we'll be giving away during harvest, whoever's closest, guess our yield. We'll give away a productive alternative rain gauge. And again, thanks to Chris out at IntelliFarms, we're going to throw in, Chris is throwing in a grain gauge as well. So 2 really decent prizes for whoever is closest. So again, that's guess our yield. How much do you think we're going to get? Averages, what'd you say, 180?
180
is what
what
Parker
they
said?
said that they've been dancing around the last few years.
Okay. And, this year it's going to be, we're expecting temperatures close to or a little bit above normal, and precip-wise, at or above normal from the valley east and southward for this upcoming spring and summer. So we'll have ample moisture, but we just have to get we got to get enough sunshine to go along with that. And
Yeah, no kidding.
but we will.
Indeed. Hi there, caller. What's your name?
Chuck B.
Chuck B.
Yep.
All right, Chuck. What do you think we're gonna hit for an average come the end of this year?
What year? I think I go with 196.
All right.
196. All right. Well, appreciate it, Chuck. Thanks for listening. Thanks for the guess.
You bet. Have a good one.
Good deal. You too. You too.
All right. Well, I got a few open lines. If you want to call in, you get queued up on the lines. Jim will come to you next when we come back after the news we got to hit here. We'll get to the bottom of the hour news when we come back. We'll continue to take your phone calls. We also got a rundown on the forecast and a rundown on the extended LRC forecast for May, June. We'll touch into July as well. Again, you got any questions, or if you want to give us a guess on how much we're going to average per acre on our corn, 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing Shoes phone line. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Oh, and welcome back to the program. 1:34 on this Wednesday. We'll run down the currents and our extended forecast coming up here. Chris, I'm going to you on the phones here in just a moment, so stay tuned. Again, welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. We're going to be switching topics over into the extended forecast for May, but before we left off there, we were taking some phone calls for the guess our yield. What we're going to average at the end of the year for the 20 acres of corn that we're growing just 20 miles northwest of town here in Fargo. 701-293-9000. I got a few lines here I got to get to. If you want to sneak in quick, you can. We'll take your guesses here for a little bit and throughout the rest of the show as well, but we'll be switching topics here in just a moment. Chris, hey, welcome to the show. How much do you think we're going to average here on our yield?
210, sand-year soil.
210. All right. Appreciate it, Chris. Thanks for calling. Got one open line if you want to sneak in. Tom, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Hey,
Excellent.
you farm around here? Or you just in-town listener?
No, in-town listener.
Right on.
Where I work, though, we put biosolids on farm fields in Minnesota.
Oh, cool. Very interesting.
Nice.
Well, what do you think we're going to average here on our 20 acres?
198.6.
198.6.
He sounds confident.
He's very confident.
All right.
Appreciate it, Tom. Thanks for listening.
You bet. Bye.
All right. Hi there, Clyde. How are you?
I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Glad to hear. What do you think we're going to average?
Oh, I got the exact number.
Really?
192.
You said 192?
Yep.
192. All right. Well, thanks, Clyde. Appreciate it. I like that number.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Yeah,
as
you too.
well.
And again, if you're just tuning in, we're doing a contest here. Guess our yield. We'll be giving away a productive alternative rain gauge. And one of our listeners, Chris, who works for IntelliFarms, is going to also throw in a grain gauge. It indicates when the grain reaches the set level in your grain bin. Glows in the dark, too. So kind of cool little gadget there.
Little thing.
Yeah, a little cool little gadget.
cool.
So you can have a chance to win both of those come September, October when we pull in the yield.
701-293-9000. Hi there, Bob. How are you doing on this partly cloudy Wednesday afternoon?
Just beautiful.
Hey, I'm glad to hear. Do you do any farming around the area?
No, I don't, but I did just drive back from Fargo to Monoma, and I did not see a tractor anywhere.
Yeah, I did kind of figure many spots are here in the valley, but appreciate that update. What do you think we're going to average for our corn?
174.5.
A little below average.
174.5. All right. Well, best of luck to you, Bob. Thanks for listening and calling in.
All right, thank you.
Yep, have a great day. All right. Well, I got 4 lines if you want to sneak in, but we're going to start switching topics. Not that you can't still call in with guesses, or if you have any questions about the LRC, how it works, or anything about it. 701-293-9000. So what do you say? Should we kick this off there, Dave?
Yeah. So let's. I'll start off here with the month of May as we start today off, May 1st. And let's hit next week because
yes,
that's our. We're in the stormy part of the LRC, one of the stormy parts of the LRC cycle right now, and that means
it's been a wet little portion of it too.
It has, no doubt,
especially areas south of us,
and it really has. Also, it was back in December too when that wet part of the cycle. So, and that's what we're going through now. And we call this our Christmas storm. And if you remember back to Christmas, there a lot of ice, a lot of rain. I think we picked up a couple inches of rain, 1 to 2 inches of rain.
It was like 3 inches of rain collectively here, and then it was like 1 to 2 around the surrounding area with a quarter to a little over of an inch in ice accumulation from Grand Forks to Jamestown along that diagonal line.
So that comes next week. Let's generally say the 7th through the 11th or 12th. So that 4 day,
6th through the 10th,
6th through the 10th, 7th through the 11th. That 4 day stretch. That's our Christmas storm coming in. Now it's remarkable. It looks very identical to what we had over Christmas, and we're gonna see this thing kind of just park itself over our area for about 4 days. Now, does that mean it's going to rain every day?
All day, every day?
No. But we do have a chance of storms in the showers and storms in the forecast starting Monday and lasting all the way through probably Thursday of next week. So that's our Christmas storm.
4 day back-to-back scattered shower and storm chances for the area and region almost.
Now, How much rain are we going to get out of that 4-day span? It looks like probably an inch or more out of that 4-day span. Looks to be a good bet. And this will be widespread throughout the whole state. So areas out west, which have really been hurting for precip, it looks like they'll even get in on this as well. So I'd say an inch to an inch and a half statewide. And this will go into Minnesota, obviously, as well, into western Minnesota. So that'll be for next week, which brings us pretty close to mid-month. And
just about, yeah.
Why don't you take over mid-month onward there, bud?
Yeah, so as we head into mid-month, we're going to be watching for another little subsystem that followed that system. This would be right around New Year's time frame, although we didn't get anything here in the FF Metro or North Dakota, Minnesota, for the matter of fact. Areas to our south in southern South Dakota and Nebraska had a little minor system come through. So that portion of the cycle is going to be reemerging as we head towards that 13th and 14th. So we'll probably see another 4-day window to dry things out. I don't think that 13th, 14th system is really going to be that big of a deal. It obviously will bring us a chance for rain, but it's not going to be, or at least shouldn't be, anything like a widespread 2-day, all-day rain or most of the day rains with heavy rainfall. It's not until we head into that last 2 weeks of May, really towards the 22nd through the 24th is going to be a prime window to keep an eye on. I think that is going to be our first chance for the potential for severe weather. Will come that 22nd through the 24th. Somewhere in that time frame, we're going to get another system that came through that set up a pretty good risk for severe weather to our south. The last 2 cycles that came through as that lifts further north, we theoretically should get incorporated in a portion of that severe weather risk. So we'll see how that exactly pans out. And then at the end of May as well, right at the end, right around the 30th, the 31st, we'll probably see a secondary chance for some severe weather in our area, or at least some thunderstorms.
Okay. So that carries us through the end of the month?
That basically brings us through the end of May, and it's been a little bit on the cooler side to start off May, but we should be watching temperatures warming pretty quickly, especially when we get past this Christmas storm. So into that technical 3rd week of May, we should start to see things really warming up. I think our last chance for frost... I think we're basically done, but I think that last chance around our area comes over that Christmas storm, and I don't see it happening right now, but I think that'd be like our last even chance
for any
see any possible freeze or, well, even just frost conditions.
That's basically Mother's Day weekend, which is that's about normal.
Yeah, right around the that 10th, 11th, that last week of or end of next week, I should just say, should be our last chance for any frost. So I'm throwing my garden in the ground after that.
Good deal. Good deal. And then we, then we're looking into June. Now, Justin and I were talking about this, and I was chatting with Gary just the other night as well about, I'm sure you've seen on the news about the severe weather outbreak that has been occurring that latter half of April. It started on the 22nd?
It started around the 22nd, I think it was about the 23rd of April. It started with some severe weather risks down in Texas that build through the Central Plains over the next 8 days.
Yeah, 7-8 days. Yeah.
And this includes that major tornado outbreak that hit Nebraska, especially Lincoln and Omaha. There were tornadoes into central Iowa. Oklahoma got hit pretty good the day after, and it's just been a back-to-back-to-back days.
It's about 7 to 9 days.
So yeah,
so that was April
22nd through the 30th, or even through today, May 1st. That was just a whole week of 3 systems coming through, and we've gotten a good chunk of all 3 of those falling on the northern end.
Yeah. Now that will cycle back into
June,
our area, that second week, right after the first week in June.
Yeah. So this whole wet period we just went through, and we're just right in the middle of, in the matter of fact.
This will be back, that June 8th through 12th period?
Yep.
Or 8th through the 15th?
I'd say the 6th through the 15th is going to be that whole little 10-day window of when this comes back through. Now, there may be some things that are going to be a little different.
There always is.
There always is.
Yeah.
Every single cycle, there are little nuances and differences between cycles to cycle. I don't think we're going to quite see as excessive all day. It's just been wet these last 7 days here. I don't think it's going to be to this degree, But I think over those 10 days, we definitely will see multiple chances for rainy weather
and
severe weather.
Severe weather as well. That could be our first severe. You said the end of May, which is this, but this could be
June is usually an active month.
Yeah, that could be. So when the severe weather, which just passed into the Central Plains, when that comes back in the LRC cycle in June, that could be our first major, or the potential anyway, of a major severe weather outbreak up in the northern plains.
Yeah, so I
think it's favoring areas South Dakota though, but I think we're going to be right on the northern end of that.
I think we'll be on the northern end of it as well. But you think about it, if we're looking at that 6th through the 15th range in June, if you were to kind of just visualize an area that would likely be affected with those severe weather chances: North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri. The central northern U.S. is where is going to be the highest chance for severe weather outbreak conditions to be developing
what were
over
the dates
those
on that?
10 days.
June.
That would be starting around the 6th of June into the 15th or 16th. So there's a little 10-day window where we're going to see 3 storm systems come through that will provide multiple days of severe weather risks.
Mark your calendar
through the central and northern U.S.
It's fun. It's fun. You can follow along at home on this. Mark your calendar and see how that pans out.
It's going to be very interesting.
Right.
And
So,
if sorry, I didn't mean to jump over you, Dean.
That's all right. Well, we're coming up on break here, so why don't we toss it to break real quick, and then when we come back, we'll hit on the rest of June. And we'll take a peek into July.
Yeah, and if you got any questions on the LRC, how it works or anything about it, what your thoughts are on the LRC, if you've been following along with our predictions, 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing Shoes phone line. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Say, did any of you children see the alien spaceship last night?
I didn't. I don't know about you. Someone said they saw an alien spaceship flying across the sky last night. Waiting to see photos on that one.
Locally?
You sure you saw that? You sure it was an alien spaceship, Dean?
I'm not sure, no.
No, not sure.
Yeah.
UFO reported.
It's pretty quick moving, but...
Interesting.
Yeah.
The joy is when Bridgette's not here. I can talk about UFOs. And that's all we're going to talk about with UFOs because we got lots more things to cover here. Welcome back to the program, 150. A rundown of forecast. We got to finish out June and July on our LRC calendar. And as well, if you want to call in with questions or a guess for how much we're going to average on our yield for corn this year, 701-293-9000. And those for those that were just joining, we were taking guesses for how much yield we will average on the 20 acres of corn we're growing 20 miles northwest of town here, 91-day corn. If you guess right at the end of the year when we go to harvest, you'll win yourself a rain gauge and a grain gauge.
Yeah. So where we leave off? Mid-June?
We left off with the severe weather setup.
Okay.
Mid-June.
All right. What does the latter half of June look like?
Better. Kinda.
Okay.
the middle of June should be a decent chance for some much needed moisture at that time of the year. Our Christmas storm. That's coming back in June as well.
Because we're getting it right now. Next week. Next week. All right.
40-some-ish days from now is going to be around the 20th to 23rd of June. That's when that system will come back around. So we'll see that ripping back through here, and that could bring us another 4-day chance for rain and storms.
Yeah, I would say there's pretty good chance for severe weather with that too.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere up here in the northern plains.
Yeah, that one we'll have to be watching. So, what do temperatures look like for the month of June?
Temperatures for the month of June look to average out. From the standpoint right now, it kind of seems like it'll be 50 or split. So like half of the month looks warm, the other half of the month looks about average.
Okay. So nothing
again at to a little above average.
Okay, so nothing cooler than normal, really.
So we'll watch
a small stretch.
A small stretch after the Christmas storm that comes through in June could be cool as we get some Canadian air to spill in on the backside of that system. But I wouldn't say it would be cold, but maybe a little below average for a few days that fourth week of June. Okay. Otherwise, the first half of June looks pretty warm, and then we'll just kind of average things out the back end with a little 4-day window, a 5-day window of some cooler temperatures.
Right. So let's poke into July, especially that July 4th weekend.
Oh, yes. 4th of July. What's that day for again? What do we do on that day?
Light off fireworks and
yes, and
barbecues. Celebrate what independence we have left.
Indeed. Well, indeed. Well, here's the good news. The 4th of July looks nice.
Does it?
Doesn't look too bad. No, right. I don't have a chance for anything over the 4th of July. Okay. Anything major, at least. No major upper-level waves that'll be passing through.
Good.
So right now, from that standpoint, outside of any minor detail or disruptions, that week looks fine. That first week of June, or July, excuse me, is pretty good. 8th and 9th of June, July, we'll keep an eye on another little system, and then as well on the 13th and 14th, so that would be the second weekend of July. So the first half of July looks relatively dry for the most part. And even into the middle of the month doesn't look too bad. So the first half of July will probably be a bit on the warmer and drier side with only a few upper-level waves bringing us chances for showers up in the northern plains. But what comes around in April goes around in June and re-comes around at the end of July. That stormy period that we're going through right now and that are just coming out of from the central U.S. rolls around at the end of July, the 21st through the 30th.
Nice.
We'll get another 3 rounds or 3 waves to pass through up here, bringing us another chance for some storms, some scattered showers around the northern plains. So the back end of July would be our best shot of getting some moisture for July. The first half of July will be on the drier side. But again, not to say that there isn't going to be a couple chances for some showers in there.
Just nothing widespread, nothing major.
Nothing major. So as a whole, you go over those few months that we just talked about. We're going to start off the first half of May a little on the cooler side, warm up pretty quickly. The first half of June will be warm. The back half of June will be near average. And then July, we should warm back up again. It'll be dry the first half of the month, and the back half of the month, we'll see an increasing chance for moisture, where as a whole, within the valley, south and eastward into Minnesota, at or above or near to above average rainfall, and then decreasing amounts to below average for central and western North Dakota.
Gotcha. And Gary's going to be rolling out a new product with the regarding the LRC, which will be available to the public. So
yeah, this is going to be very exciting.
Gary's more than super excited to be able to roll this out, and it'll be sometime later this month, middle or latter part of the month, where again, this is a product that will be available to the general public. How you can use the LRC for yourself at home. It's really cool. It really is, and he's really excited about that, being able to roll that product out as well.
Right. If you want to get a little more information on that, or you're interested in maybe learning how you could be able to use that, you can shoot us an email at weather@flagfamily.com. We can let you know what that is all about, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it when he fully launches it.
Yeah, we'll
here in a
try
few
and
weeks.
try and get him on the air.
Yeah, it'd be fun to get him on here to kind of go on about what it is exactly.
Right. Well, let's take a final look at the forecast before we head on out of here. I love the sunshine out there. I'm sure.
Beautiful.
I'm sure.
Are you all right if I sneak out of here a little early?
No. You know what? Is the boss here?
Lamps on.
I'll just tell him you were sick. I'll tell him you were sick. Yeah. So we're looking at a pretty decent afternoon out there. It is on the breezy side. That's good, though. That'll help dry things out a little bit. Hopefully we can get out in the fields as we head into the upcoming weekend. Looking at partly cloudy skies for the rest of the day, mid-60s. Some spots a little bit warmer than that, with the west wind about 10 to 20, gusting at times close to 30. Clouds roll back in, though, tonight. We'll drop down to a low in the mid-40s, and then tomorrow, showers on and off throughout the day, mid-50s. That will last through tomorrow night, come to an end Friday morning. Total rainfall out of that is going to be about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. And again, that's really, we don't need it. Not at this point. Here's the good news. Most of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday should be dry. Can't rule out an isolated light sprinkle on Saturday, but I think the majority of Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be dry. Hopefully, we can get out in the fields this weekend, get a little breeze and dry things out. Upper 50s both Friday and Saturday. Sunday, winds start to crank up out of the south, and we'll have highs in the low 70s. Now, again, that Christmas storm does start to affect the area next week, starting Monday with scattered storms then, and then, again, Tuesday and Wednesday, both days, chance for scattered storms as well. So kind of wet next week. Again, fingers crossed farmers can get out in the field this weekend, even after 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain coming in tomorrow. So
hopefully we can dry Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday be your best shot to get out there before another round of showers overnight and then into Tuesday. So I think Monday, try to plan to get out there if you can.
Let's hope so. Sunday into Monday. Yeah, that would be nice. No doubt about it.
Indeed.
I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Weather and Ag in Focus. For Justin and myself,
our matey,
and Bridgette, have a great afternoon. The Jay Thomas Show is coming up next.